The great state debate took place last night. It was an hour and a half, and there was a half hour of analysis. It was phenomenal. It was great to watch. And I loved what Ari Fleischer said after the debate. He said, Dems are from Mars, Republicans are from Venus.
Yeah, but it was good to see because Republicans usually debating Republicans. There's no Democratic debates. You saw some dramatics. The question was, I think that when one didn't want to answer the question, they would just change the subject. And then when the other one did want to answer the question, we were just dying for an answer. For example, if you are Gavin Newsom, how could you possibly defend your border? If you were Gavin Newsom, how could you possibly defend your policy in San Francisco and the homeless situation in California? And one thing he would just go out to do to make Governor Ron DeSantis look mean and narrow-minded.
And what Lawrence was talking about, the defecation, Ron DeSantis held up a picture of feces, a map of feces in California because he says that they plot it. Lawrence, should we show some highlights?
Yeah, let's show some of it.
Hit play.
So I was talking to a fella who had made the move from California to Florida, and he was telling me that Florida is much better governed, safer, better budget, lower taxes, all this stuff. And he's really happy with the quality of life. And then he paused and he said, by the way, I'm Gavin Newsom's father-in-law. So we do count Gavin's in-laws as some of the people that have fled California.
I can handle it. I'm used to bullying. You're nothing but a bully.
You're a bully.
I understand that. Intimidating and humiliating people.
California does have freedoms that some people don't, that other states don't. You have the freedom to defecate in public in California. You have the freedom to pitch a tent on Sunset Boulevard. You have the freedom to create a homeless encampment under a freeway and even light it on fire.
There's one thing in closing that we have in common is neither of us will be the nominee for our party in 2024.
We have to get real here. We have to understand that Biden is not a job. He has no business running for president. And, Gavin Newsom agrees with that. He won't say that. But that's why he's running his shadow campaign.
Well, I will take Joe Biden at 100 versus Ron DeSantis any day of the week at any age.
So it's interesting because, Sean did a terrific job last night. And one thing that he did different than some of the other debates is he had these charts through the entire program of what was happening in Florida and what was happening in California. And Ron DeSantis really painted this picture of, look, these are the facts here. This is what I've been able to do as governor. But Newsom, everything that DeSantis did, he tried to attack him as a bad human, which was interesting because at the end of the day, I'm not sure average day people care about the personal attacks, but it looks like Newsom wanted to just say, you're a bad guy, he can't be elected. And I thought that was interesting, Ainsley.
You know what? I was watching with some friends that are visiting for the Christmas holiday here in New York, and one is from Florida. And when DeSantis said Disney was open during COVID, you had Disney closed for a year, Newsom, in your state. Your kids were in private schools. You were owned by the unions. You're the first governor to lose population. You ran out of U-Hauls. You went to French Laundry. And then Gavin said, well, you closed beaches. And she said, that's not true. We were at the beach down in Florida during COVID. And I was so grateful that Disney was open because I was able to take my kids.
I'm thinking we were live on the air when we showing shots of people going to the beach in Florida. I asked the 45th president what he thought about the debate going in. He said, I hope they have a great evening and wish them well for 2028.
That's what Trump
That's what he said. So he watched last night, and he came out and he said, I guess because Ron DeSantis was drinking water, Ron DeSanctimonious is acting more like a thirsty, third-rate OnlyFans wannabe model than an actual presidential candidate. I actually think he looked like a presidential candidate. They looked young. They looked engaged. I thought one thing Ari Fleischer brought up that's easily correctable. The governor of Florida should have looked the governor of California in the face.
The eye, yeah.
Because Gavin Newsom had no problem looking at him, but Ron DeSantis
but look, he's looking at him now.
Yeah, very rarely when he made his points. And I would have loved to see, let these guys finish, and then just jot down and just pick up where you left off. You said more people over the last 2 years have left Florida for California than the previous 5 or whatever it is. Well, is that yes or no? Is that true or not? Because the stats say something totally different.
And we talked a lot. We've talked a lot over the last years about the borders. And DeSantis said there's fentanyl, open borders. Americans are continuing to suffer. There will be a terrorist attack, he said, and it will be traced back to the open borders. And then he said, Gavin, you are lying. You're slick. You're a slippery politician. And then he looked at the American people and said, he's lying to you.
So one